if you're young and you are a junior, and let's just say you do go and do the traditional 9 to 5, you're young enough to take the risk of like, ooh, I'm going to make this little side hustle over here. I'm going to start my own software company as an alternative source of your income. Because if it doesn't work, then if the alternative source doesn't work, then you still have your traditional job. And you're still going to get the benefit from learning from your traditional job and the mentorship. And you're probably going to touch different components of software that you personally wouldn't choose to do. Because if you are, and listen, guys, most of the time, if the client asks you for some kind of software, they're not going to like specify what tech stack you're going to use, what language you're going to use. You as a developer, you're going to decide that yourself, right? But if you're working, so you're probably going to stick with something that is easy to you and in your wheelhouse, and not something that's going to be challenging or expand your knowledge set. But if you're working with a company, you ain't going to have a choice. Most likely, you're going to be working on some probably decrepit old legacy system, and you're probably going to be converting that system into a newer system. So it's got that you're gonna touch parts of software and areas of software that you personally probably wouldn't need to if you were self-employed. And yeah, I mean, the biggest thing too, guys, like it doesn't always work out for people in the first time they do the self-employed route. It doesn't work out the first time people start a software company. It doesn't, because a lot of times, especially if you're young, you just lack the self-discipline. I'm sorry if that hurts feelings, but you just do. And also, you don't really have a reputation at this point. You don't really have any resume clout per se. You haven't done anything good or big in the industry. And so like, you're going to have to take care of the marketing and all that stuff yourself. Good luck. Hi, I'm Paul, and I am 18, and I like to code. So I learned to code yesterday, and would you guys please pay me $100,000 for the software product? Chances are it ain't going to happen. Yeah, exactly. If we don't deliver or hunt, we don't eat. Exactly. And are you prepared to do that as a junior, as an 18-year-old? You might not be. Or you might say that you are. You might come to find out that it's not as easy as you thought. JP says, it's hard to stay disciplined without accountability for me personally, 23 years old. Yeah, dude, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. That's usually how it goes, right? But as you evolve and as you mature, things change. You gain that self-discipline. You gain that sweat equity worth work ethic, blah. Excuse me. And you start to become more mentally mature to where you realize, hey, if I don't go and get this done, the bills they just ain't gonna get paid. So yeah, guys, in all honesty, I really do think, me personally, obviously, I think the self-employed route is the way to go. I think either you're going to be a freelancer, you're going to go contract to contract, start your own software company. That is the way to go. Inevitably, that should be your goal. And as with all the changes in humanity, if you guys saw my sovereign individual streams going on right now, that's probably going to be a necessity in the near future. The return on investment that people are getting from working a traditional job, it's going down the shitter. With that being said, though, that should be your end goal, and that shouldn't be the initial step that you're trying to take. You should spend some time with boots on the ground and your hand on the heckin' keyboard inside of a wagey place so you can learn a thing or two, so you can have a year or two to grow the hell up and gain some maturity. Let your eggs drop first. You know what I mean? And then you can reassess and think about, okay, now I want to go and do this other thing too. And on top of that too, like I said, there's nothing wrong with starting that side hustle, with starting your own software company, with starting some freelancing on the side. And if it fails, it's okay. You can still pay the bills because you still got money coming in from the other job. And in fact, on top of that, while you're working that wage, you should be saving up your money or investing that money in your software company or your up and coming software company, or in the services or the devices or whatever you need, education, in order to go and do freelance work.